It's been like since Friday since I made one of these. I apologize. I need to make it up to you guys. What is up, guys? You're tuning in to Nikki MG TV for another military video for all your military video needs. As always, if you guys have questions or comments, you can hit me. You can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below. I'll answer you guys there. It's taking me a little bit longer than normal, but hit me up on Snapchat. I answer a little faster there, or Instagram, just to give you a heads up. Also, send me Snapchats that are video, because I appreciate seeing you guys, or pictures, because I just hate seeing text. I don't remember who Johnny 5 is. Kidding, I know who that guy is. I always get really good video input on what I should be making, and you guys always are asking for something good. So I actually have a video list, and I'll show you that so far. Now, I take down all your suggestions and I put them on that list, and then I eventually make a video, whatever I'm feeling at that moment. So if you have a suggestion, why is this turning yellow? It's like yellowish now. So if you guys have a suggestion on what video I should do, always hit me up in the comments below, or obviously on social media. I do take those into account. So this is a subscriber requested video. Someone said I should do the top 5 reasons why the Navy. And I think this is a really good topic, because as much as we're all one team, one fight, we are also very different. It's like every kid in a family of 5. They're all going to be different: shapes, sizes, functions, how they act, why they act. Let me give you the top 5 reasons why you should join the Navy versus every other branch. First reason, the travel is awesome. As somebody that has traveled from all over Asia and has now been all over Europe, and I've traveled from coast to coast in the United States as well, and I'm hoping to go to Japan next. Cross fingers. So I can go over and hit up China, hit up every place in Asia possible. My plan is to try and hit as many places as I can, and maybe even Africa one day. Hoping. We'll see. Middle East, not so much. I would say the travel, and that's because even within a short amount of time, you're going to hit a lot of different places. So just on the one deployment I did, where I went on to the Southeast Asia area, we stopped in Hawaii, which I'd never been to before, Guam, and then we went to Indonesia, Cambodia, Vietnam, Indonesia, Philippines. So that was just one place in 5 months. And then the tour we did was humanitarian, so what ended up happening was I was there for several days. I got to stay much longer than typical ships will stay for maybe 4 days, maybe 5 days. So just something to consider is you're going to travel a good amount, and you're going to move a little bit more often than you would in other branches. So you're going to have more opportunity to move around if that is your incentive to join. Number 2, this has to be the whole thing of being on the water. Like, you are going to have good duty stations. Like, let me break this down to you, and I'm going to give you some insight, some historical insight on this, okay? All of our cities in the United States, for the most part, have been developed based off water sources. That's why you see most of our major cities are on the East Coast, including New York, Philly, Baltimore, D.C., Jacksonville, Miami, like all these different crazy places on the East Coast, where West Coast is still, we have a lot. But there's not much in the center because there's not as much water. That's why you see Mount Home, Idaho, and all these other random places the Air Force goes to, or some place in Missouri for the Army, or Oklahoma. You're not going to get that in the Navy unless you're aviation based, but if that's what you want, I mean, you're free to do that. But just saying, being on the water is great. Also, there are aviation bases near the water. It's just we do have some aviation bases more inland. Number 3. This has to be the fact that you are going to have an awesome dress uniform. I think our dress uniform is one of the most iconic uniforms out there, and it's even the entity of a popcorn. Like Popeyes, eat your spinach. Think about it. You are going to have a badass uniform. However, I will say this, Marine Corps has a good one too, but the rest, you guys ain't shit. Pretty much, I'd say the uniform that we have are great. We're working on the working uniform. The camouflage is going to green. It was blue, now it's green. It's been in the works. This will be the 3rd uniform change I've had, so I think we're going to get it down. I think we will. And I know a lot of you guys are always talking about you wish you had the Type 1, the blue ones versus the green ones, but the green ones, in my opinion, make more sense because you can be seen in the water versus blue, you can't. You would be blending in. So, just my 2 cents. Number 2 is going to be, I would say, out of all other services, we are very different in how we operate in comparison. Like, for example, if you join the Army as a 68 Whiskey, you will be a 68 Whiskey medic. You will be a medic. So, whereas corpsmen, we have a very different variety in how we work. Whereas, like, if you're a corpsman, you can also go X-ray tech. You can go pharmacy. You can go to all these different places. You can specialize. Or, if you want, you can also go to somewhere, like, outside of your current job field. That we see more of that. The issue, or the reason why the Navy kind of functions that way is because when you are on a set ship of, say, 5,000 people sometimes have to function as dual functions. So sometimes being in the Navy, you will see people have many different hats. So that way the task can happen, because you're not only going to be expected to do your job, but a lot of other jobs, which could be included. And it could be as simple as MWR type representative, ensuring stuff happens for your community where you're at. Or it could be sexual assault advocate, or it could be the person that is in charge of exceptional family member program for people that have family members that are disabled. Like, there's so many different hats you could wear, but those are just some roles I could give you examples of. We have many facets of work and what we do, and they can also change, which means your workday could also change, and you're not going to be very stagnant. I've noticed that being in the Navy, there is a lot of ability to have a different schedule and just a lot of different opportunities outside of your specific job you signed up for. My 5th reason for joining the Navy, I would have to say, is the diversity of job opportunities. Number 2 is like the ability to break out of that one job that you signed up for. But I would say that the ability to have many different options of one service when you join is going to be key, because if you think about it, we have aviation, construction with Seabees, we have medical, we have shipboard stuff, you have special forces, whereas you're not going to get the full gamut of different varieties as you would in other services. Yes, I know the Army does have some small amount of ships. I know that could count as that. But what I'm saying is, like, I feel like the Navy offers more of a wider range of support roles for other services. And just like corpsmen were the medical component for the Marines, I think it's cool that we get to serve on a multitude of platforms between Seabees, aviation squadrons, ships, Marines. Like, it's just, you could go from one job to the next within a couple years and have a totally different experience, and experience it in a totally different place, totally different group of people. And that is really what you're joining a certain branch for, is the experience. That's why I think that was number 1 on the list. So as always, guys, if you guys have questions about the military, or you just want to see what it's like in the military, you can hit me up on Instagram or Snapchat, link down below, or leave me a comment down below and I'll get to you there. If you see this video already, I'm going to have a live feed tonight at 7 p.m. California time, and I'm probably going to be on for a little over an hour, and we're going to do a little call session. I'll call you guys, give some advice on your specific situation, and you can relate back to me and tell me if you have anything else you want to know. So, as always, guys, I love you guys. I'll see you next time.
Holy shit, she smells like heaven. Been best friends since we were 11. Oh my god, I like her. Yeah, I heard